A Louisiana oil millionaire leaves everything behind to become an English country gentleman. His wife wants a divorce. He changes his will, hides a dark secret from his past, and then she posts 7 words online. 40 minutes later, she's dead. Lucy Landry typed 7 words on a Monday night. "I've never hated someone as much as I hate someone now." Less than an hour later, she was fighting for her life outside her English mansion. Beaten with a granite rolling pin, stabbed 23 times. She ran through the dark screaming for help. Neighbors heard her. She banged on windows. Her children slept inside. The fairy tale had become a nightmare. Harold Landry rose from poverty in Louisiana, one of roughly a dozen children in a working-class Cajun family. He built a fortune designing cranes for offshore oil platforms. Married and divorced twice, he had 4 children. His lawyer described him as angry, immovable, always convinced he was right. Generous to outsiders, he demanded control over those closest to him. That trait would destroy everything. In 1999, 53-year-old Harold went online with the handle Cajun H. He found Lucy Davies, a 28-year-old Welsh music student and single mother. Her handle was Misery. She was bright, beautiful, and bursting with life. The romance moved fast. Lucy became pregnant. Harold saw a chance for reinvention, a new identity far from Louisiana. He offered her financial security. She accepted. Harold made a revealing decision. He moved to England, abandoning his oil empire and Louisiana roots. He wanted to become an English country gentleman. The couple settled at Bestford Court Estate, a Tudor manor in Worcestershire. Their daughter Harriet was born. Lucy's son James joined them. Harold doted on Lucy, giving her holidays and prestige. From the outside, it looked like a fairy tale. Friends noticed the relationship becoming volatile, a mixture of anger and alcohol. Harold's temper emerged. What nobody knew was his Louisiana secret. In 1994, he shot a man named Chris Price in the neck at a traffic light. Witnesses heard him say, "I'm going to shoot you." He was convicted of aggravated battery, but received probation, fines, and community service. He never went to prison. Lucy knew none of this. By 2009, the marriage had collapsed. Lucy wanted freedom and reconnected with an old school friend. She demanded a divorce. Harold was devastated. He changed his will and told neighbors he didn't want Lucy to benefit financially. They lived in separate bedrooms while negotiating over money and furniture. Both formed new relationships. The arguments grew brutal. Harold believed Lucy didn't deserve anything from the life he had built. February 1st, 2010, began with resentment. Lucy posted her final Facebook message. The argument started over furniture she wanted to take. It moved to her bedroom, then to the kitchen. Harold claimed Lucy shoved him. He grabbed a granite rolling pin and threw it at her head. He said she had a knife first. The judge would call this story invented after the fact. What followed was worse. Lucy ran bleeding into the dark night, screaming, banging on neighbors' windows. Harold followed her outside and stabbed her 23 times. Many wounds were inflicted while she was already on the ground. A butcher's knife remained in her body when first responders arrived. She died at the hospital. Her children slept inside, unaware. Harold calmly walked to his new partner's cottage, handed her £30,000 in blank checks, then walked away into the darkness. At Wolverhampton Crown Court, Harold's defense argued manslaughter by provocation. He testified crying, claiming he couldn't remember the stabbing and loved Lucy. The prosecution showed how he changed his will and refused her to benefit financially. They used a courtroom animation of the sustained attack. The jury took 3 hours and 52 minutes to convict him of murder. Then they learned about his 1994 shooting conviction. The judge sentenced Harold to life imprisonment with a minimum of 16 years, calling the attack unspeakable. He noted the trait within Harold that when provoked leads to serious violence. The pattern from Louisiana to England was clear. A man who believed he was always right, who framed himself as the victim, who responded to losing control with lethal force. Lucy Davies, 40 years old, a musician, a mother, deserved so much more. If this story shocked you, drop a comment with your reaction. Smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next case. Hit the bell icon too. Justice stories like this one deserve a wider audience.